Just going to around the table about what we've talked about challenges, about what we all think the biggest single challenge to the market development is going to be, and maybe it affects your industry or not. So Mark, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge affecting?
I think that the biggest challenge that concerns me is to ensure that the prevalence of 3D that's starting to appear in the market is actually to a quality that's high enough to engage the consumers. You know, we are aware that people are out there shooting 3D on all sorts of things, and we do have customers who imagine they can upgrade from 2D archives and bits and pieces. Now, the key thing for us will be to maintain that quality. I mean, when we did the World Cup, our focus was to make sure that the quality was there. So we actually had support from guys who work in movies to make sure that they felt that the quality was matching what they would send out as a movie side. You know, that's never really happened before. You know, and that, to me, the big challenge in the marketplace is to get the broadcasters to think about making one or two very specific items, which, if you like, are their flagship programs, to a high quality, rather than, if you like, mass market appeal at the moment.
Why do you think that's never happened before? What's the uniqueness about it?
I think the uniqueness is that it's so new in terms and complex in its understanding that in the way the productions are done, it enables the sports guys and the movie guys to come together quite closely in the challenges they're both facing, rather than, if you like, you know, sports always have been go there, get the position. You know, news is a good example. And it doesn't matter what quality the image is, you can use it if it tells the news story. Right? Whereas I think in 3D, some of those attitudes have to go to be, it has to be best quality, it has to be the best way we can make it, and that way it will appeal to the viewers, and the viewers will get hooked into seeing their content they like in it, and they'll generate a demand. You know, why can't I have this program in 3D?
Thomas, is your challenge getting as many transponders as you get your hands on and off at them? Do you have?
I think that the challenge is then probably more for our customers to have sufficient top quality 3D content available. Another concern for us is that we very quickly get the standards we need to push this technology forward. Standard for the glasses, where I think the CEA is working on at the moment, and standards for the switching of displays from 2D to 3D automatically. And, well, everything else, content and quality. Fix some of the teething problems we have with this technology at this point in time. It's more on the side of the display manufacturers. And as a consumer, I would like to get my glasses for 25 rather than for 100 quid. And I would like to have glasses that better fit on top of my existing glasses, or have something integrated.
And apart from that?
That's on my wish list. It's a long one, I know, but Christmas coming up.
That's the question.
I mean, just to come back before something, there's something else as well in the production community. They need standards into which eye is which on things like dual recorders. So I mean, it goes right into server base, you know, which channel one is what? Left eye or right eye? Yeah, we'd say left because we've done work together, that's how we did things like the World Cup, but the point of view is that standard needs to be out there as well. It's not only complex technical standards, it's production standards as well need to happen.
Right, and Simon?
Yeah, I think you're going to hear very similar things from me. I mean, it's about you know, if we're trying to achieve a good 3D experience, I absolutely agree with Mark. You know, getting clear 3D production guidelines is essential, and it's an area that the DTG is already working in trying to, you know, Sky have got some clear guidelines as to what they regard as 3D, but the rest of the industry need to agree on this so that everybody's doing the same thing. I think there are areas that, if we think 3D might head towards mass market, that we are going to have to look at 2D, what works for both 2D and 3D. And in the early days of HD, everybody said, oh, well, HD is completely different shots to 2D because you have to do lots of wide shots and you know, let the viewer look around the screen and things. And they're saying the same thing in 3D. And I know it's a bigger jump, but actually, if it becomes mass market 3D, you're not going to be able to afford to continue making everything with two production chain. So you're going to have to start making compromises and find what works for both. So there's a lot of work going on in that area. And then there's the delivery standards and working on what the DVB are currently doing and profiling those so that we know exactly how they're going to work, so that they're integrated into televisions and set-top boxes.
You're going to say standards and quality?
No, I was going to say content and quality, but in that order. I mean, I think for broadcast television, it has to have a unique aspect to 3D, either through sports or through game shows, through graphics, to actually establish itself as a broadcast service above and beyond the download market or simply replicating what happens to 3D in the cinema. But I think one of the other things that the industry has as a challenge is addressing the quality aspect beyond the wow factor, because people will be quality conscious, because you made the thing about over the top. Over the top appeals to breadth of programming, whereas 3D appeals to HD, quality conscious aspect of it. And I think that we will then get to the issues of people seeing the compromise that's made with frame compatible 3D to the home, and they'll be looking for an equivalent to Blu-ray 3D and perhaps moving up to 1080p. Now that's where you get an immediate trade-off between bandwidth, quality and the revenue, and that's where the tough decisions have to be made.
May I add one to my long list?
You certainly may.
That's marketing. I think we need, as an industry, particularly towards the consumer, improve on our marketing efforts for 3D. For example, we would like to see broadcast 3D compatible equipment to be marked, to have a whatever made for 3D or something label on it.
Like a HD regulator?
Yes, that the consumer knows this is working frame compatible with broadcast and whatever infrastructure 3D television. Then I think the marketing in the electronic stores today, is at least what I see over at the place where I live, it's much too conservative. It's the screen manufacturers demonstrating, showing the 3D capability of screens, but the consumers walking by or walking into the stores, they don't get the experience because there are not 3D glasses around there. I think because the shops may think they get nicked. Yeah, but that's the problem. You come to a big electronic store and you can't get the hands-on experience. Yeah?
Well, we lost a pair at IBC, so at our demonstration.
Yeah, you see? No, but this is something which I think we need to improve. We need top quality content, and we need the possibility for consumers to try this.